My hand accidentally hit the button, so this is gonna have to be a two-parter. I hate doing two-parters, but all right, the crawfish are in. I'm going to stir them in and then start to season it. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so I seasoned it with a little salt and pepper, Worcestershire, crystal hot sauce, the ground mustard, and the white pepper. One of the things that I did do that I didn't show on camera is I added about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of water, just because I felt the consistency was a little thick. You want it to be thick, but you don't want it to be as thick as it was. So I just added a little water just to thin it out a little bit. Now I'm gonna let this heat back through, and it should be ready to eat. All right, starting to heat up. You can see like the little bubbles come. So what I'm gonna do is just give it a stir. Let it come slowly heating up. But I mean, it's about ready. I'm gonna give it a taste here in just a second. But I guess I can look this way. Coming along nicely. All right, traditionally etouffee is served over rice. I probably don't need to teach you how to cook rice, but I do have a pretty foolproof method. You do it in parts, whether it's 2 cups to 1 or it's 2 to 1 ratio. So I got 2 Hoodoo Girl cups of water in the pot over here and 1 Hoodoo Girl cup of rice. So as soon as this comes to a boil, I'll show you where to go from there. As soon as it comes to a boil, we're gonna add the Hoodoo Girl cup of rice back there into the pot, bring it back to a boil. Then we're gonna cook it for 8 minutes over medium heat, and then we're gonna shut it off for 20 minutes and you'll get perfect rice every time. We'll be back. Oh, etouffee, still coming like little bubbles, and I'm gonna stir it just to make sure there's nothing sticking on the bottom. And the butter, it's got a wonderful buttery taste mixed in with that crawfish flavor. It is absolutely one of the best things to eat. We'll be back. All right, so I added a little country crock and salt to my water. Stir that in, get it dissolved. That'll help flavor the rice. And I'm using Winn-Dixie brand parboiled enriched rice. It's kind of like Uncle Ben's, but way cheaper. And again, the etouffee is just doing its thing over here. It's going to be delicious over that rice. One more time, I'm just showing the slow bubbles. You want it to bubble like that, but you don't want it to boil. And I'm about to shut the fire off on the etouffee because it's ready. We're just waiting on the rice. Alright, so the water came to a boil and I added the rice. The rice is in. I'm just going to stir it up a little bit. Now let's get it back to a boil. And when it comes back to a boil, I'm going to lower it to like medium heat and cook it for 8 minutes. Let me go ahead and set my timer. Or better yet, Alexa, set me a timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, starting now.
All right, 8 minutes starting now. All right, I'll be back when it boils. Or it's about to boil, so I'll wait, come back. All right, so it's coming back to a boil. We'll give it a stir like this one more time. Make sure nothing's sticking on the bottom. Once it does, just like that, the top is hot. Lid it up and turn it down. All right, so I got it the fire. It's a little high if you can see it. So I'm gonna go right there. All right, we're gonna do that for 8 minutes and I'll be back. All right, you can see how the rice is steaming. That's why I only do it for 8 minutes and then turn it off. While the rice is hard, you want to hit it hard, and then once it cooks down, it'll be perfect in the end. So I do 8 minutes with it on medium or medium low, and then I do 20 minutes with the off. All right, so I shut the fire off on the rice. Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
You have one timer with about 11 minutes left.
All right, see you in 11 minutes. All right, so the etouffee is done. The rice is done. It's been 20 minutes. So remember, I did 8 minutes on like medium low where you could see good steam coming up, and I did another 20 minutes with the off. Now I am putting myself out on YouTube because if I somehow screwed up the rice, you're gonna see, because I am gonna lift the top right now for the first time, and we'll check and see how this rice looks. All right, so here we go. Boom. All right, it looks a little moist, which it is. So what we have to do is you just have to let it sit, or you can bring it up from a low boil for about 5 more minutes. See, I should have did 5 minutes. All right, so I got the rice straightened out, so I put a little bit on there. Now I'm gonna shut it off, and I'm gonna put the etouffee on top of the rice and show you what it looks like. All right, there you go, the final product. You can see all the crawfish in there, and I'm about to eat it. I made me a little bowl because honestly I've been tasting it, so I'm kind of not that hungry. But there you have it, crawfish etouffee, and a bad way to cook rice. Actually, it's a really good way to cook rice. I know what I did wrong. I didn't have it high enough in the first 8 minutes to get all the moisture out. All I did was I took the top off, turned it back on to medium, and I just stirred the rice until the moisture got out of it. Anyway, there you go. You have it, Louisiana crawfish etouffee.